This is a touch sensor, and in this video we are going to see how this sensor works and how we can use it in our project. A touch sensor is an input device that detects and responds to physical touch or proximity. Sensors like the TTP223 feature 3 pins: output for sending signals, VCC for power, and GND for grounding. A capacitive touch sensor like this detects changes in capacitance when a conductive object, like a human finger, comes near or touches the sensor. The sensor has a conductive layer or grid. When a finger approaches, it alters the electric field, changing the capacitance. Lastly, the system detects this change and identifies the touch point, and sends the signals. Now let's test the sensor in action by connecting an LED to its output. We'll activate the LED and complete the circuit by simply touching the sensor. With a microcontroller and some coding, we can create various cool and practical projects. For instance, in this setup, a single touch activates the LED, while touching and holding the sensor for 3 seconds turns it off. Now let's use a 7-segment display to create a project that counts how many times the touch sensor has been activated. But first, we need to write the necessary codes for it. First, we need to create some variable for the pins that we are going to use. In here, we are mapping the pins for the 7-segment display. If you're not familiar with 7-segment displays, you can check out my video where I explain how to use this component in projects and write the necessary code for it. Now in our main loop, we need to receive the signals of the sensor and store them inside a variable to be able to use it later. The display digit function takes an integer as input and activates the corresponding segments of the 7-segment display to show the given value. To check if the sensor has been activated, we can use an if statement. If the variable holding the signal data has a value of 1, it indicates the sensor is activated, and we can increment the counter by 1. And when the counter reaches 9, we need to set it to 0 again, since we can only display the number from 0 to 9. Finally, we need to add a small delay at the end of the loop to give the sensor enough time to process and receive new values. Now we can upload the code and observe the results in action. We can see that each time the sensor is touched, the displayed value increments by 1 on the 7-segment display. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about more sensors, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well.